What if the pain disappeared completely? Imagine waking up one morning, and it's just gone. Not just the ache in your back or the throbbing in your head. All of it. The sharp sting of a paper cut, the searing heat of a hot pan, the deep, gnawing ache of a broken heart. In a single, silent moment, the world is scrubbed clean of all suffering. What would that world look like? Would it be a utopia? Or would we have unknowingly traded our greatest burden for our most essential teacher? At first, it would feel like a miracle. A global wave of euphoria. Hospitals would empty out, the cries of children falling on the playground would be replaced by laughter. People with chronic conditions, once prisoners in their own bodies, would run, dance, and embrace a life they thought was lost forever. It would be humanity's greatest victory, a world without pain. But then, the quiet and settling signs would begin. A chef, smiling, doesn't notice his hand resting on a hot stove until he smells his own flesh burning. A jogger, feeling unstoppable, pushes past their body's limits, running on a fractured ankle until the bone shatters completely. Without pain's warning signals, our bodies would become fragile, vulnerable machines. We would be walking through a world of invisible dangers, completely unaware of the damage we inflict upon ourselves. You see, physical pain, what scientists call nociception, isn't the enemy. It's a highly sophisticated alarm system, a messenger that screams, "Stop, something is wrong." It's a language our body uses to communicate with our brain. A critical feedback loop forged by millions of years of evolution. Without it, we are deaf to our own biology. We would need constant, vigilant monitoring. Wearable tech would become essential, beeping and buzzing to alert us to every minor injury, every internal issue. Our lives would become a series of external notifications, a constant, nagging reminder of the biological alarms we no longer have. But the silence would be even more deafening in another part of our lives. What about emotional pain, the grief of loss, the sting of rejection, the ache of loneliness? These feelings, too, would vanish. At first, this seems like the ultimate liberation. No more heartbreak, no more mourning. Funerals would become quiet, sterile affairs. Acknowledgements of a life ended, but without the gut-wrenching sorrow that tears families apart. A breakup would be a simple parting of ways, a logical decision without the tears and the weeks of anguish. But what do we lose when we lose that pain? Emotional pain, just like physical pain, is a signal. It tells us what we value. Grief is the echo of love. Heartbreak is the proof that we dare to connect deeply. Loneliness is the call to seek community. Without these painful guides, our emotional compass would spin wildly. How would we know who truly matters to us if their absence caused no ache? How would we learn empathy if we could never feel another's sorrow? Our relationships would become shallow, transactional. Love, stripped of its vulnerability and its potential for pain, would become a pale imitation of itself. It would be a comfortable arrangement, a convenient partnership, but it would lack the depth, the passion, the fierce, protective bond that is forged in shared struggles and mutual support. Art, music, literature. So much of human creativity is born from suffering. The most powerful songs are soaked in heartbreak. The most moving stories are built on loss and redemption. Without the raw material of pain, would our culture become a bland, monotonous landscape of superficial pleasantries? The world without pain would be a world without heroes. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of it. Resilience isn't about never falling. It's about the strength we build getting back up, healing our wounds, and learning from the fall. Pain is the chisel that sculpts character. It carves out compassion, fortifies our will, and teaches us the profound, humbling lesson of our own fragility. It connects us, the shared experience of suffering. The ability to look at another person and say, "I understand, I've been there too," is the very glue of human society. In this painless world, we would be perfect, and broken, and utterly, completely alone. We would be like statues, beautiful and flinching, but cold and lifeless. We would have cured the symptom but killed the patient. In our quest to eliminate suffering, we would have erased a fundamental part of what it means to be human. So, as we stand in this strange, quiet, painless world, a terrifying question emerges. In running from the thing we fear most, Did we accidentally discard the very thing that makes life worth living, the thing that gives love its meaning, courage its strength, and our very existence its depth? Pain is a paradox. It is the teacher we never wanted, the guide we always fight, and the unifying force we can't live without. So I'll ask you, if you had the choice, right now, to flip the switch and erase all pain forever, would you do it? Let me know your answer in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring these big questions, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next story.